We need to say this show does not reflect WrestleMe's corporate beliefs.
I will say that the main conspirators in this match, I've met one of them and have the clothes of another.
Yes.
It's not a good look.
Yep.
It's just not a good look.
This is a match between Kana, who is better known today as Asuka, teaming with Naomichi Marufuji to take on Minoru Suzuki and Meiko Satomura.
Yes.
This happened 16th of June 2014. It's a divisive match, this one, isn't it?
It is. I think if you expressed a love of it, it might be more problematic. People wouldn't like you. So,
on Cage Match, there's a lot of 10s, followed by a lot of 0s. You get people
nothing
saying,
in between.
Someone does say who gives it a 0. They go, are you people fucking gaslighting me? Everyone's saying this is a brilliant match. It's absolutely awful. It's horrible. So let's have a quick look. This is Kana. Kana produced Pro Mania Reach was the name of the show. And Kana, a.k.a. Asuka, I'll just call her Kana from now on. She was quite a big trailblazer when it comes to joshi women's wrestling in the 2010s. She will, of course, go to NXT and WWE, where she will make her name hugely as Asuka. But there is an argument that you could say that she is one of the most influential women's wrestlers of the modern era. In 2010, back in Japan, Kana, she gets a cover article in Weekly Pro Wrestling magazine, which was one of the two big titles, along with Gong. And she wrote a manifesto where she declared war on the Japanese joshi scene. And she said it had become stagnant and that it was its own sort of cul-de-sac. And she said that she wanted to basically do her own thing. And that meant things like intergender matches, which weren't really done in Japan. She wanted to do shoot-style matches. She wanted to do hardcore matches. And that got her a lot of heat from a lot of wrestlers and a lot of promotions. And so over the next sort of 3 years after she does her manifesto, she begins having to carve her own path out and she becomes quite a trailblazer. So she does begin to do those types of matches which joshi performers have never really done before. And she's also started doing her own promotions. She's formed Triple Tails and she's also got Reina and she's also got kanapro, she calls it. So this is this match, of all of that backstory. And she has basically been booking for the last 8 months a big feud between her, Meiko Satomura and Minoru Suzuki. We have Kana, who is a long-time WrestleMe favourite. We've got Naomichi Marufuji, who is a follower of WrestleMe's Twitter. And he is a legend. He was at the Noah show that we attended after our live show in September. And I think he's underrated. No one talks enough about Naomichi Marufuji. He's astonishing. Meiko Satomura, who is another legend. She is going to be retiring next year after an absolutely stellar career. Started off in Gaia, where she was just phenomenal. And she's wrestled in the UK an awful lot. And Minoru Suzuki, about whom another long-term WrestleMe favourite, isn't he? We love Suzuki, the two of us, but we've always seen him when he's been that slightly...
Skull shoes, silly granddad.
I'm Murder Grandpa. And everyone goes, oh, Murder Grandpa, so cool, so fun. We know the sort of like the fun, ironic, inny nasty Suzuki. And this is the not fun, not ironic, isn't he nasty Minoru Suzuki.
And I think when you look back at him, until you start looking at pictures of him as a younger man, a younger wrestler, where he's hench as fuck, quite handsome, and got a lovely head of hair. You sort of go, oh, he's awful. He's horrible.
To get to this level of the Nick Gage sort of, elder statesman sort of thing, you have to have been like 10 fucking shades of shit growing up into that. And I mean, he was trained by Carl Gotch in the New Japan Dojo and Antonio Inoki. Carl Gotch, of course, trained for the Olympics. He was trained in the Snake Pit in Wigan. So, I mean, Suzuki's already like 50% problem. He becomes a shoot-style wrestler in the late 90s. He works for UWF and for Pancrase. He did a lot of legitimate MMA, had 50 bouts in total. He won 30, lost 20. But he got some of the losses to people like Bas Rutten, Frank Shamrock and Semi Schlitt. So not soup cans. Let's make that clear. He goes on to win the All Japan Triple Crown Championship in the mid-2000s, and then he has loads of New Japan main events and things throughout that decade. He also, of course, we mentioned this a lot, but he's in Tekken. He did the stop motion for the character King. He was. And in the late 2010s, as his career begins to sort of seemingly wind down, he begins touring internationally a lot. So he now spends about a month every year in America, pops up in AEW and TNA and lots of the indies. He's done the UK for Rev Pro for the last 5 years. He's one of the Japanese stars it's easiest to see in the UK or the US. It's always there.
Floating around.
We've seen him so much over the years. You've been to karaoke with him.
I saw him at a karaoke night. I don't think he ever picked up a microphone to do any karaoke, but it's an interesting little vibe he's got going on.
Interesting. He also runs a very nice sort of vintage label
clothing shop. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he's a puzzle. Why did he cooperate for that long? And then he goes bananas.
Yeah.
Do you know the story behind this?
I only know that she booked it. She wanted him to be a big ruffian. Yeah. And by Jove, he did it.
He was apparently not keen to do this.
Right.
And I would say he's in control with what he does.
He's in
control.
I mean, and I reckon you could have taken 20% off them kicks.
That's it.
Them fleshy thighs to the back of the head.
You know what? Someone says, give me 100%, and you go, 100% will hurt you, and you go, sure. Yeah. And when you get in there, you go, they probably didn't mean that, so I'm gonna tone it down. Yeah. Well, there is a thing that's really irritating about this, which is you say, give me your best and everything. And what she doesn't mean is, treat me like you've never treated someone before in the ring that hard. I think there's also that thing of when the two of you are there building it together, I think there is a thing where, I don't know, it's still wrestling, isn't it? It's still wrestling.
It's still a play fight, isn't it?
It's still just play fight.
Still predetermined. Still
it is. So even if someone's like going, well, I don't want to do this, and she just kept needling him, saying, you must, until the point where he said, well, I will. I mean, that doesn't get you off the fucking hook.
The hook that you grabbed her hair with.
Oh, God, that bit. But there is a part of it where people go, he only would do that to someone he really respects. I do not buy that. I do not buy that at all.
He would do that to a hospital manager in the street, I imagine, if he wanted to.
Yeah. So look, this match itself, I mean, would it be remembered if it wasn't for its terrific liberties?
We didn't need the headbutt.
Oh, no.
The bone-on-bone headbutt, unnecessary.
Yeah, and I would argue some of those slaps, I think there's a horrible moment where she's on the floor, where he slaps her so hard, and she is already, I think, unconscious because she doesn't move at all. But then he slaps her again so hard that it wakes her up. Right. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm watching here, but I mean, this is something else.
I was watching this on my laptop, and Sarah's watching the Strictly final. Watching a blind man win an award for dancing.
Do you know what? I mean, would we remember this match at all if it wasn't for that? Probably not. No. This would just be another match that happened. And this has given that match, if you like, a historical point. Key moment in the development of Kana and in the development of Minoru Suzuki. Yeah. I don't want
to watch it again.
And I don't want to be the person that says it's fine. I don't think it is fine. I think what's really sad about this is you do watch the match and it is a really entertaining, good, solid match. They're having a stiff match the whole way. It's a great mixed tag. They're doing it really, really good. And they're building up that thing of Suzuki and Kana having an issue. So she comes over very early on after doing a really nice 60 seconds with Meiko Satomura and she just slaps him across the face. Is she playing into that thing of going, don't hold back?
Yeah, right.
Don't hold back. I've asked you to do this.
We'll never
don't
know.
Disrespect
That's the problem,
me.
Isn't it? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Until
it doesn't make a difference because you can't consent to stuff like that. There's a lot of tagging back and forth that is great. You know, Marufuji comes in and he and Suzuki have a normal exchange. You know, you can see it's all worked, you know, and that everyone is having fun.
He can hold back.
He can hold back. And Meiko Satomura, when she comes in, everything she does is absolutely sensational. Her early stuff with Naomichi Marufuji is great. I could watch that all day long. Now, it is, by anyone's standards, quite a hard-hitting match. I think that's fair to say. Everyone seems to be going at quite a solid, sort of stiff, snug style. They go out of the ring at one point. Suzuki, it's all still working. He sort of like kicks her and he slams her head into the mat and he spits in her face and then he slaps her. And I was all a bit like,
I don't think I've got to my limit now. Well, strap yourself in, buddy. Is it Currican Hall or is it?
It is Currican Hall. Yeah,
Currican Hall's about to see something horrific.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's fighting and you know she's shouting and it's all very pro wrestling and you know she's playing the Ricky Morton role of being desperate for the tag and that she's going to get beaten down and take all this punishment and she's still going to come back and. There's sort of moments, aren't there? Suzuki comes in at one point and Kana starts attacking him and he just doesn't sell it at all. And she sort of does an attempt to grab an arm, presumably for like a sort of arm bar on the floor, and she just falls off immediately at his feet. And he just stands there, and she's slightly clawing at him, but he's just, I'm not having any of this. And the energy in the room immediately changes. People are like, what's going on here? And then he grabs her and he headbutts her.
Born on born, like there's no excuse for that, no matter where you are or what you are doing or who has asked for what.
I'd watched the whole of this and I had that thing of watching the timer, just going, what point does this all go? If not wrong, not right. And I was reminded of Steve Coogan's security guard the day today, and it was just that thing of, minute 17, no one died. Minute 18, no one died. Minute 19, no one died. Minute 20, someone died. That headbutt is revolting, and it does knock her out, I think. The bit where he then immediately grabs her by the hair and pulls her up and her body is entirely limp like a big doll. That is the bit that I actually kind of go, I've witnessed something like a crime here. That was horrific. She's very, very limp, and then he just begins to slap her in the face on the floor. She doesn't react to them at all. And then one seemingly wakes her up, brings her back to consciousness, and he just batters her. I mean, you get Naomichi Marufuji comes in to sort of go, okay. And he's thrown out and he's like, oh, good, I think we're pro wrestling again. Suzuki's just back to it, like a lion to a zebra, just back on the smack, smack, smack. Out comes Meiko Satomura, his own partner, to sort of go, right, stop this.
Please stop this.
He's like, throw her through. She manages to struggle back up and she does begin smacking him. He doesn't react at all. He then puts her in a heel hook, a submission move. And then ultimately there's a gotch pile driver and he wins. And he pins her. And you do look at it and sort of just go, maybe it would have been better if you didn't just win. Oh dear. Look, this match does contain all the reasons that these four people are special, not just because of the way that they wrestle brilliantly, but Marufuji and Meiko Satomura are both people who are at the top of their game, but they have a moral system and they have a sense of what's right and wrong, and there are lines that must not be crossed, and they are proper and they are decent. Suzuki, legitimately dangerous. It's legitimately dangerous. And with Kana, what you see here is you have her go, she will not quit. She will go up against the odds she cannot beat, and yet she will go up against those odds because that's the type of person she is. She is a never say die babyface, and it doesn't matter what punishment she takes, she will not give in, she will not give up, and she will just keep on going. And I did look at that and I kind of went, I can see the thought behind why you would do this as Kana. You want to go, take me seriously. I will go further than not just any other women wrestler you've seen before. I will go further than any other male wrestler you can think of in recent memory, because this means so much to me. In defeat, she proves herself to be in a class of one, really. But it's also awful and horrible. And it's just horrible. Yeah. It's horrible.
It's horrible. Wrestle me, sure.
Well, the good news is I think, the following year she signs with NXT. She's now been with WWE for 8 years, Asuka. That's a good innings.
For a Japanese star as well.
She is the first breakthrough Japanese star. I think, you can watch this match, I suppose, knowing now that she's
it all works out
a millionaire. You can. If this had been the last match of someone, you'd be like, well, we're not doing that. It's just a horrible assault. But you look at that and you go, wow, she got out of it. She got out of it. Is it sexist, though, if this was Hiromu Takahashi, who's a male wrestler, and he got slapped around by Minoru Suzuki, would we find it as distasteful?
I think I know where the line is for me and I know where the line is for you, so we do find it distasteful. Yeah. But, it is difficult, isn't it? It is difficult, because at the end of the day...
you sexist pig!
There's something in your soul.
I don't mind it when the men do it.
There's something in your
soul. It's like driving cars, isn't it? It's fine when the men do it, but I don't like it when the women do. Like having a lady pilot. Oh, well, look, there you go. So, what conclusions do we have at the end of it?
Nobody bladed.
My conclusions at the end of it are, I don't think we've said anything that can make people get angry.
No, it's a good point.
In a way, massive success. Massive success.
I feel like I've avoided a beating from Minoru Suzuki.
So weird that you'd look back on that and go, I was a professional all my life. And you'd go, did you ever? And you'd go, Yeah, but I mean, context is everything.
Yeah, I've watched it. It's still bad. It's still bad, Minoru.
Well, context is everything. You can't just keep saying that. I'm going to headbutt you.
I'm going to treat you like a shoplifter in one of my stores. Headbutt you to bits.